Nigeria Police Force (NPF) has approved the sum of 10 million naira for the families of 5 policemen who died in a motor accident in Kano State while returning from Edo State after the September 21, 2024 governorship election in the state. IGP, in a news statement issued few hours ago by the Force Police Relations Officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, also approved the sum of 2 million naira for those still in the hospital and 500,000 naira for 8 of the policemen who have been discharged from the hospital after the accident. IGP in the statement did not state if the sum amount is for each of the beneficiary or the sum total for the personnel involved in the accident. It would be recalled that on September 24, 2024, group of policemen who were among the security operatives deployed for Edo governorship election were involved in fatal motor accident which some eyewitnesses said occurred as a result of head-on collision with another vehicle. On Thursday, 26th of September 2024, the Commissioner of Police, Kano State Command, CP Salman Dogo Garba, visited the police personnel involved in the tragic motor vehicle accident admitted at Bichi General Hospital, Kano State. The Commissioner of Police emphasized that the safety and well-being of the officers are paramount. An investigation is underway to determine the accident's cause, and measures will be taken to prevent similar incidents. The command appreciates the overwhelming support from individuals, stakeholders, and organizations. Their kind words, prayers and gestures have brought comfort to the affected families and the entire police community. IGP in a statement on Wednesday said the force is committed to the well-being of its personnel. The statement reads thus: the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun PhD, NPM, has approved the immediate payment of relief funds to the families of officers that were involved in a fatal motor accident on the 24th of September 2024 while returning from the Edo election special duty to Kano State Command. The accident, which occurred along the Zaria-Kano Expressway, Kafikura, had resulted in the loss of 5 officers, with 11 hospitalized after the accident. 8 individuals have been successfully discharged from the hospital after receiving medical attention, while 3 others are still undergoing treatment. In response to this tragic event, the Inspector General of Police has taken decisive actions to provide support to those affected, by approving the compensatory payment of 10 million naira, 10 million nairas, to the families of the deceased, acknowledging their profound loss and providing assistance as they navigate this challenging period. The IGP has also approved the payment of 2 million naira, 2 million nairas, to those still receiving treatment, ensuring they receive the necessary medical support as they recuperate, and the sum of 500,000 naira, 500,000 nairas, to those who have been discharged after treatment. The IGP reaffirms the commitment of the Nigeria Police Force to supporting officers and men of the force and their families during trying times. The IGP once again expresses his deepest condolences to all the families of the deceased and prays for the quick recovery of those. Nigeria Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has given more explanations as it concerns Nigeria Police in the last Saturday local government area elections in Rivers State. Same-day violence erupted in the state after the declaration of the council poll results, in which Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has set up a 7-man judiciary panel of inquiry to investigate the arson and reported killings in some local government areas of the state. It would be recalled that several local government secretariats in the state were attacked on Monday and some persons killed as the newly elected local government officials attempted to access their offices. Reports indicated that most of the elected council chairmen and wards councillors have resumed their offices after the post-election violence in the state. In a statement issued in Port Harcourt on Tuesday afternoon, Secretary to the state government, Dr. Tamida Nagogo, indicated that the inauguration of the panel was held at 4 p.m. at Government House, Port Harcourt on Tuesday. The statement listed Honorable Justice I.R. Minakirias as chairman of the committee, with Barrister Felicia Nwoke, Professor Blessing Dedia, Sir Samuel Egbe, and Venerable Alex Osifo as members, while Mrs. Inyingi Brown and Barrister Uzo Ikenga will serve as secretary and counsel to the panel, respectively. The statement read in part, pursuant to Section 2(1) of the Commissions of Inquiry Law, Cap 30, Laws of Rivers State of Nigeria, 1999, His Excellency, Sir Siminalayi Fubara, GSSRS, Governor of Rivers State, has approved the setting up of a judicial commission of inquiry into the arson, killings, and wanton destruction of property at some local government council headquarters which occurred on or about Monday, October 7, 2024. Members of the commission will be sworn in today, Tuesday, October 8, 2024, at the Executive Council Chambers, Government House, Port Harcourt at 4 p.m. They are to be seated by 3:30 p.m. Nigeria Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, in a statement signed and made available by the first spokesperson, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, reiterated that the police acted in line with court order and was not partisan during the council elections. The statement reads, in response to the misinformation circulating in the media space with regards to the actions of the Nigeria Police Force in the Rivers State political arena, particularly regarding the just concluded Rivers State local government (LG) elections, the force wishes to debunk the prevailing falsehood of partisanship and reaffirms its neutrality and non-interference in political affairs within the state and the country in general, as the NPF only acted in line with an existing court judgment of the Federal High Court. Firstly, the Nigeria Police Force was served with an order of injunction by the Federal High Court made on the 19th of July, 2024, barring the police from participating in the local government election, deeming it unlawful. Secondly, the Rivers State High Court issued a counter order on the 4th of September, 2024, directing the Nigeria Police Force and other federal security agencies to provide security at the local government elections. It should be noted that the NPF was not joined as a party in the suit. And thirdly, the Federal High Court that gave the earlier injunction delivered judgment on the 30th of September 2024, nullifying all previous activities so far carried in respect of the LG election and ordered the police to stay away from any attempt to provide security during the said election. All these orders and counter orders were served on the police. The IGP, being a thoroughbred committed to operating within the legal framework, forwarded the 3 court orders to the Force Legal Section 4. Advice: for the information of members of the public, the Force Legal Section boasts of sound and experienced lawyers who have distinguished themselves in the legal profession, including a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN. Based on the legal advice received from the Force Legal Office, the IGP ordered the Rivers State Police Command to abide by the ruling of the Federal High Court, and also communicated the same to the Governor of Rivers State via a letter with reference number CH 3514 IGP SEC ABJ VOL 38 260th dated the 2nd of October 2024, where the IGP advised the Governor to also abide by the court ruling in the interest of peace and well-being of the people of Rivers State. The misinformation, triggered by the unwarranted outburst of the Executive Governor of Rivers State, based on no material fact, was totally uncalled for and unfair to the law enforcement institutions in Nigeria, most especially his verbal attack on the person and office of the Inspector General of Police. For the avoidance of doubts, the general public is free to profile the career journey of the Inspector General of Police and his track record in every place he has served, which undoubtedly show him as a man of honor, integrity and focus before and after his assumption of office as the 22nd Indigenous Inspector General of Police of Nigeria. The IGP is very well respected in the Association of Chiefs of Police worldwide, particularly in Africa, where he is currently serving as the chairman of the West African Police Chiefs Committee, WAPCCO, and providing meritorious leadership within the West African Chiefs of Police. We have seen chiefs of police from across the world coming to attend his events in Nigeria and extending several invitations to him. For the first time, The president of Interpol was at the opening ceremony of the Nigeria Police Conference and Retreat in Owerri last year under this IGP. Let us please observe some decorum in our politics in Nigeria. It is also instructive to note that the NPF does not intend to engage in any form of media tussle or war with the person of the executive governor of Rivers State, his administration or his political affiliations, but will continue to play its role as a neutral body in all forms of political activities undistracted. Similarly, suffice to say that the local government elections were generally peaceful nationwide, especially in states where the police were in charge of security. In the same vein, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, PhD, NPM, directed the immediate unsealing of all local government council secretariats in Rivers State which were previously sealed when violence erupted in the state over who controlled the local government secretariat between elected chairmen whose tenure expired and caretaker committee inaugurated by the state government, which matter was pending in court. The unsealing yesterday, the 6th of October 24, after the police received the report that elected chairman has been sworn in by the state government. The decision to unseal the local government secretariats was informed by the need to maintain neutrality in the political development in the state and allowing smooth functioning of democratic institutions in the state. The IGP, however, condemns the spirit of violent confrontations and attacks at some local government secretariats leading to destruction of government facilities in the state, immediately after the unsealing of the secretariats. He has promptly tasked the State Commissioner of Police to rise up to the occasion and restore law and order in the state. The IGP emphasizes the force's commitment to maintaining law and order, upholding democratic principles, and fostering peace, unity, and progress. Lagos State High Court has sentenced a man to 1 year imprisonment for being in possession of a fake Instagram profile used to defraud unsuspecting members of the public. Just as Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says, corruption has become a cancer denying the country its benefits. These were made known in news releases made available by the Public Relations Department of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, during the week. Details of the press releases read verbatim below. Tinubu charges Nigerians to close ranks, raise stronger voices against corruption. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on Nigerians from all walks of life to come together and form formidable unifying forces against economic and financial crimes and other acts of corruption. He gave the charge in Abuja on Monday, October 7, 2024, while declaring open the 6th Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC National Judicial Institute, NJI's workshop for justices and judges. The president pointed out that corruption had become a cancer denying the nation the full benefits of its God-given resources, and for its corrosive effects to be destroyed, Nigerians must rise up combatively against it. No Nigerian is immune from corruption, a cancer which continues to deny the nation the full benefits of its God-given resources. Rather than look up only to the anti-corruption agencies for a solution to this malaise, I believe it is in our enlightened collective interest to close ranks and aggressively tackle this common enemy, he said. Tinubu, who spoke through Vice President Kashim Shettima, applauded rising improvements in the prosecution of corruption matters owing to positive developments in the justice sector reforms, admitted that challenges impeding the speedy adjudication of corruption cases should be frontally tackled. Some of them, he noted, include frivolous applications and appeals, intimidation of judges by counsel, judgment not based on facts of cases but on technicalities. He commended the EFCC for its courageous and focused efforts in combating corrupt practices and pledged more support to the Commission. We will also continue to support the work of the EFCC to ensure that it continues to deliver its statutory mandate without let or hindrance, he said. Executive Chairman of the EFCC, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, amplified other challenges affecting speedy trial of corruption cases. According to him, the specter of frequent adjournments of high-profile corruption cases arising from frivolous applications, conflicting orders by courts of coordinate jurisdiction in corruption cases, intemperate contempt orders held at the Commission's leadership, unwarranted orders of injunction restraining the Commission from investigating cases, are among a plethora of issues that bother the EFCC. Owing to some of these challenges, especially the incidents of suspects facing criminal investigation rushing to court to obtain orders of injunction restraining the EFCC from inviting, investigating, interrogating and arresting them, Olukoyede stated that the Commission was unable to conduct investigation in at least 10 states of the Federation. In spite of all this, the EFCC's boss stressed that the Commission has been undeterred in its works, engaging stakeholders locally and globally to tackle the monster of corruption. As a Commission, our efforts at integrating stakeholders in the fight against corruption are continuous. Earlier this year, we held a stakeholders dialogue on the issue of cybercrime where we equally unveiled the Commission's new focus on corruption prevention with the establishment of Fraud Risk Assessment and Control. FRAC, we are convinced that it is ultimately more profitable to prevent than to investigate and prosecute corruption cases, he said. The workshop, themed Integrating Stakeholders in Common Economic and Financial Crimes, drew a mammoth crowd of stakeholders, policymakers, top government officials, civil society organizations and anti-corruption bodies. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice K.M.O. Kekere-Ekun stated that, for every stakeholder in the anti-corruption corridor to be integrated, there would be a need for the establishment of a coherent and unified structure for information sharing across institutions. No single entity can have a complete view of the financial system, making it imperative that information flows seamlessly among all stakeholders, she said. Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, in his remarks, stated that building strong legal frameworks, effective law enforcement and international cooperation were imperative to combat financial crimes and unify stakeholders. He also called for renewal of commitment to higher values to move the nation forward. Let us renew our commitment to justice, integrity and the well-being of our nation, he said. Other dignitaries that graced the opening session of the workshop include former Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, Senate President, President of the Court of Appeal, Justices of the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, High Court, among others. Lagos Court jails man 1 year for possession of fraudulent documents. Justice O.O. Abike Fadipe of the Special Offences Court sitting in Ikeja, Lagos, on Tuesday, October 8, 2024, convicted and sentenced one Nonso Joseph Ekeocha to 1 year imprisonment for possession of fraudulent documents. Ekeocha was prosecuted by the Lagos Directorate of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on a one-count charge bordering on possession of fraudulent documents used to perpetrate romance scam. The count reads, Nonso Joseph Ekeocha, on or about the 27th of June 2024 in Lagos, within the Judicial Division of this Honorable Court, with the intent to defraud, had in your possession Instagram profile account, wherein you represented yourself as Ronald Gregory, and other related documents for an online dating scam, which you knew or ought to know to be false. He pleaded guilty to the charge. Following his guilty plea, the prosecution counsel, IG Akanolu, prayed the court to call his witness, Ismail Saifulahi, an operative of the commission, to give a review of the facts. Saifulahi said the defendant was arrested alongside others who engaged in computer-related fraud in Lagos on June 29, 2024. Upon his arrest, he was brought to the EFCC office. Items recovered from him at the point of arrest were iPhone 12 Pro Max and Samsung S10 phones, which were analyzed through a forensic examination. The analysis revealed fraudulent documents about the defendant's involvement in an online dating scam, where he represented himself as a male American bearing Ronald Gregory. He informed the commission that he usually carried out the fraudulent activities by sending love messages randomly online to members of the public and that those who showed interest in having a relationship were asked for financial assistance. Akanolu further applied to tender, in evidence, the defendant's extrajudicial statement as well as the bundle of fraudulent documents printed out from his mobile phones. Justice Fadipe admitted them as exhibits and convicted him as charged. When he was given the opportunity to address the court, Nonso pleaded with the court to temper justice with mercy, promising never to engage in internet fraud again. Consequently, Justice Fadipe sentenced him to 1 year imprisonment, with an option of 500,000 naira and 50 hours community service. The judge also ordered that both the iPhone 12 Pro Max and Samsung S10 recovered from him be forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.